We're here with Michael Vogel, head of animation for Sony Pictures. So, what can you tell us about just the overall direction of Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man?
What can I tell you about the overall direction of Spider-Man? We're continuing down the road that we've been on for the first 13 episodes. I mean, it's just going to be more of the same. So, if you were fans of the first 13 episodes, I think you're going to absolutely love what's coming up down the line. Continuing on with the same stories, same characters, different dynamics, some new faces thrown in there, but it's just everyone on the series has been such a fan of the show. Everyone on the series has been such a fan of the show. Back that up. Everyone on the series has been such a fan of the Spidey comics, and just the way that you get to watch these characters progress and grow and change. And I think one of the strengths that we've had in the first season was that we really took our time with some of the character dynamics, so that we didn't just have a guy show up, become a villain, and hate Spider-Man. You really got to see some of these things develop, and so when it actually did happen, the payoff was much larger. And season 2 is just going to be more of the same. I mean, really seeing these characters, both good and bad, grow, develop, the dynamics change, and there's going to be some cool surprises in there.
Spidey's been reimagined, reinvented a million times. What made you guys say that now is the right time to bring Spidey back as an animated show, back to TV?
Well, Sony has had so much success with Spider-Man, and always, the intention went always, Spider-Man is one of the biggest brands that we work on with Marvel, and Spider-Man is one of the biggest brands, period. So I don't know that there's ever not a good time to have a new version of Spider-Man out there. And for us, it was really important. We did the MTV series a couple years ago, and it was really successful in a lot of ways, and in a lot of ways it didn't quite meet the expectations of what some Spidey fans wanted. And I think that we really went back to the drawing board and said, what is it that they want? And we really realized it was like they wanted classic Peter Parker, they wanted classic stories, they wanted classic villains. And so, it's really funny because I don't feel like we were reinventing the wheel. I feel like we were just going back to basics and saying, what makes him work? And let's just put that on TV.
So what makes Spectacular Spider-Man different from the MTV series or from the series back in the 90s?
Spectacular Spider-Man pulls from the entire Spider universe. Vic and Greg are hardcore old school Spider-Man fans and really pulled from the Lee Ditko era. I mean, just basic, very beginnings of Spider-Man. A lot of people on the crew are fans of Ultimate Spider-Man. A lot of the crew are fans of the Spider-Man movie series. So I think what makes this series different is that it actually is a little bit of everything. I mean, we have taken little bits and pieces of everything that worked from every series and kind of tossed it in there and said, okay, let's see if that works. And so far, I think it has.
Can you give us any sort of idea about what to expect in the upcoming series? Any villains that are going to be showing up, storylines from the comics that we're going to see replayed out?
Greg is often fond of saying that as much as we can, we don't create a new character. So you can really expect more of the same in that respect. Characters straight out of the comics, stories influenced directly out of the comics. If there was a villain that you absolutely loved in first season, chances are you'll get to see more of them in season 2. And there'll be some familiar faces. I mean, fans of Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery can kind of go down the list, and there's some that you can pretty much say, all right, I'm pretty sure I'll see those. And then there's actually some surprises that, out of the comic book pages, like the obscure comic pages, you're like, oh, I did not know that was a character. Okay, let's go with that.
So that's talking about the villains. What about heroes? Are we going to see any other Marvel heroes either in this series, or is there any talk of Sony taking other Marvel heroes and making a series about them?
For Spider-Man, we're just having so much fun playing in his universe. I'm the biggest geek in the world, so anytime you can get a crossover in there, I'm all about it. But we have so many characters and so many stories to tell that, it's like we couldn't even find room to do that. Oh, and then we're going to bring the Hulk in or the X-Men show up, because we're dealing with all of these characters, and Peter and Gwen and Harry and Norman and Eddie, and it's just, I mean, it would be great to do down the line. It's just we don't have the room story-wise to do it right now. And as far as other Marvel shows, they're doing such a great job with their animation stuff right now. I don't think they need us.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thanks, guys.